Good morning, everyone. Welcome to All Force e-learning classes. Today, I am going to I am zoology lecturer. Today, we are going to discuss the zoology topic under human physiology, digestion and absorption. As per the NEET syllabus, human physiology accounts for 15 to 16 questions. So, these 15 questions from human physiology, which begins with the digestion and absorption. Digestion and absorption, which includes the stages, name it to be the digestion and absorption involve ingestion, digestion, absorption, and digestion. The digestive system, which includes the gut and the digestive glands. Digestive system performs ingestion, digestion, absorption and digestion. The process of taking food into the mouth and the pharynx, buccal cavity. The process of taking in food is named ingestion, followed by digestion, followed by absorption, followed by digestion. So, the digestive system, which includes the gut and digestive glands, they are meant for, this digestive system is meant for the processes named ingestion, digestion, absorption, digestion. Ingestion means intake of food. The food that is taken in get digested. The digested food is absorbed, and unabsorbed food is sent out of the body, which is named to be the digestion. The gut, which is the part of the digestive system, which is also named to be the gastrointestinal tract. Gut can be, if you observe the evolutionary mode, gut can be said to be the complete gut and incomplete. Complete gut or the tube-like gut. Incomplete gut or sac-like gut. Gut is of sac-like and the tube-like. Sac-like and tube-like in the sense, if the gut which start with the mouth and do not have the anus is named to be the sac-like. For suppose a sac which we carry something in a bag or a sac which doesn't have another opening. So here sac refers to the gut with mouth do not have anus. So the sac-like gut, which is said to be refers to be incomplete gut, which start with the mouth and do not have an anus. Whereas tube-like gut refers to the gut which possess the mouth and anus, which means a tuber which have two openings. So, this is what we name as the tube-like gut. The gut, which is the part of the digestive system, in the evolutionary process, we see the two types of the gut. Sac-like gut, incomplete gut, and tube-like gut, complete gut. The gut that is with the only mouth and do not have anus is a sac-like gut. The gut that is with the mouth and ends with the anus is a tube-like gut and a complete gut. We see the sac-like gut in the platyhelminthes. In a example for sac-like gut is a platyhelminthes. Whereas the tube-like gut, which is with the two openings, is what seen from Nematihelminthes. Two, the mammals are all with a tube-like gut, which means in the evolutionary process of animals, the platyhelminthes are with the sac-like gut, the gut that is with only mouth. So through mouth, the food that is taken in is what sent out. Whereas, which means it is the sac-like. Whereas in the case of the Nematihelminthes, next Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, then chordates called fishes, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. There we see the tube-like gut, the gut which is with the mouth and anus. Mouth for ingestion and anus for egestion. Generally, human digestive system, which is start with the mouth and ends with the anus, which is also said to be the gastrointestinal tract, which performs the functions ingestion, digestion, absorption and egestion. This gut which start with the mouth. Mouth is the part for ingestion of the food, means taking in food. Basically, the digestion process, which can be the chemical, mechanical and microbial. Chemical, mechanical and microbial. In the sense, chemical, as it involves the enzymes. The digestion that involves the enzyme is named to be the chemical digestion. The enzymes are proteases, carbohydrases, lipases, cellulase. These are all what the chemicals that act upon the food process involving, digestion process involving the enzymes is a chemical digestion. Mechanical, where the tooth and the muscles involve, which involve the conversion of the complex into simpler and absorbable substances by the muscles and the tooth, is a mechanical digestion. Microbial digestion. Microbial digestion which involve the microbes. So the digestion is the process of conversion of complex non-diffusible substances into simpler and diffusible substances, named to be the digestion. Digestion involves chemical, mechanical, microbial. If enzymes are involved, it is a chemical. If the tooth, we churn the food, so the food is made into, in the buccal cavity, which is by means of the tooth, it is converted into smaller, simpler substances, which is mechanical, and that is involving the microbes. Basically, this is we see in the case of the herbivores, the animals that are with the animals that feed on the plant substances is what name it to be the herbivores. The herbivores feed on the plants which contain a stored food, name it to be the cellulose. Cellulose is the stored food in the plants which is require the large surface area and also is mostly undigestible. Cellulose is mostly undigestible and require large surface area. So it require the microbes association. Microbes, symbiotic bacteria present in the animals release cellulase enzyme. So the case with the herbivores, for the digestion of the cellulose, which is the stored food in the plants, requires cellulase enzyme. This cellulase enzyme is secreted by the microbes. Hence, the digestion of the cellulose is a microbial, where the microbes with the host body lead a symbiotic mode of life. So, in this connection, the digestion chemical, mechanical, microbial. The chemical digestion which involves the enzymes, basically for survivability of an organism or animals, it requires energy. The food that is taken is in a complex form, which are macromolecules, which need to convert into simpler substances. When it is digested, it can be absorbed. Once it is absorbed, it becomes an integral part of the body cell, which is assimilation. Then it is oxidized. Oxidation of the food liberates the energy. This energy is utilized by animal. So, for survivability, energy is required. The energy sources are food. The food are in a complex form, which need to be converted into simpler substances. Since the food that we take is in a complex form, need to be converted into simple, then only it becomes the diffusion, that is absorbed. Once it is absorbed, it becomes an integral part of the cell. Once it becomes an integral part of the cell, it gets oxidized. Oxidation of the food liberates the energy, and this energy is for the survival of an organism or an animal. So that's what the significance of the digestion, which is done by digestive system. The digestive system, which includes the gut and the associated gland. The gut, which is of sac-like, tube-like. In the lower group of animals, it is in platyhelminthes sac-like, whereas in the case of the nematohelminthes to the mammals, it is tube-like. And this gut starts with the mouth. In human beings, as it involves these four phases, the gut starts with the mouth and ends with the anus. So we consider human beings, mammals are with a tube-like gut, which is what we say start with the mouth and ends with the anus. The gut that start with the mouth lead into buccal cavity, that into the pharynx, pharynx into esophagus, esophagus into the stomach, stomach into intestine. Intestine, both small intestine, large intestine, which is having the divisions in its part. Then this intestine open outside by anus. As it is start with the mouth and ends with the anus, so it is a tube-like gut. First of all, the mouth. Mouth is the part which is for ingestion of the food. Mouth lead into buccal cavity by means of vestibule. Among mammal, there is a characteristic feature, a significant feature is that they can chew and breathe simultaneously. Mammals are characterized by chewing and breathing simultaneously. Now when we are taking food, we breathe even. That is what the significance. In the case of the mammal, it is by means of palate. Palate is a structure. Palate is a structure which divides the head portion into the nasal chamber as well as the buccal chamber or buccal cavity. Buccal chamber or the buccal cavity. Buccal chamber or buccal cavity. So the mouth leads into buccal cavity. This is the partition because of the palate. For the significance of chewing and breathing simultaneously. This palate is the structure divides the head portion into the upper nasal cavity, lower buccal cavity. So now the buccal cavity is a part of the digestive system, that is the gut. Mouth leads into buccal cavity. Buccal cavity contain the palate, tooth and tongue. In this connection, the palate is among the mammals. It is a characteristic feature which is hard palate and a soft palate. The anterior portion is the hard palate. This is the hard palate, whereas this is the soft palate. Anterior hard palate, posterior soft palate. So palate is the structure which separates the nasal cavity from buccal cavity, and it is anteriorly hard palate, posteriorly soft palate. Soft palate hangs down into the pharynx as a vola, that is seen in the case of the buccal cavity posterior portion. The buccal cavity, which is leading into the which consists of the tooth. Basically, tooth are among the mammals. We see the dentition. Tooth are playing a role in mechanical digestion. The condition of the arrangement of the tooth in half of the upper jaw by half of the lower jaw is what considered to be the dentition. Dentition in the sense the arrangement of the teeth, in the half of the upper jaw by half of the lower jaw, half of the upper jaw by half of the lower jaw. This arrangement of the teeth condition can be termed to be the among the mammals are characterized by thecodont, diffeodont, and the heterodont dentition. So the tooth are what said to be showing the arrangement, where the arrangement of the tooth in half of the upper jaw by half of the lower jaw is what refers to the dental formula. In dental formula, incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now let's see what type of the dentition is seen in the case of the human beings. Arrangement of the tooth in the jaw based on its formation, whether they are similar or dissimilar. We see the different types of dentition. There are various types of the dentition we see tooth in the different animals: acrodont, fluorodont, thecodont, monophyodont, diphyodont, heterodont. So in this connection, first of all, we'll see the thecodont. In human beings, the dentition is said to be the thecodont, diffeodont and heterodont. Thecodont dentition in the sense the teeth which are lodged into the sockets of the jawbone. If you see a tooth, look it here. This is the socket, and this is the tooth. The tooth which is lodged into the sockets of the jawbone is what name it to be the thecodont dentition. The teeth that are fixed into the sockets of the jawbone is what name it to be the thecodont dentition. Diffeodont, the teeth that are formed twice during the life cycle. In human beings, we see the milk set of teeth as well as permanent set of teeth, which means during our lifetime, 2 times the teeth are formed, which is said to be the die refers to theca refers to socket, don't refers to the tooth. So in this connection, theca, socket of the jawbone where the teeth arrangement is thecodont. Diffeodont, die, don't means tooth. So the tooth that are formed twice during their lifetime is what name it to be the diffeodont. That is milk set of teeth and permanent set of teeth. Milk set of teeth and permanent set. So as they are formed twice during their lifetime, so it is a diffeodont. So young children will have the milk set of teeth. So 2 types of the dentition we see. One in the early stages and later is permanent. So the dental formula is also we can consider as a 2 types. That's what it is, a diffeodont. 2102 by 2102 is what we see in the young children, that is the children are with the 2102 by 2102 dentition. Whereas the adult, which is a permanent of set of teeth, 2123 by 2123. Now what is this number? What I said is the teeth of the half of the upper jaw by teeth of the half of the lower jaw. One upper jaw, lower jaw, half of the upper jaw, half of the lower jaw. So the similarity which is also shared to the half of the remaining part. So we consider half of the upper jaw by half of the lower jaw. In this connection, 2102. Basically the third refers to be hetero. Hetero refers to dissimilar. So every term in biology, particularly every term has its meaning. Theca means the socket, die means 2, hetero means dissimilar, not same. So in this connection, the teeth that are lodged into the sockets of the jawbone is the thecodont. The teeth that are formed twice during their lifetime is diffeodont, and heterodont in the sense the teeth that are dissimilar in structure and function, which means in human beings the teeth are said to be the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Incisors, the cutting teeth, canions are tearing teeth. Basically we cut with the front side teeth, tearing. Then premolars and molars are what's to be the grinding teeth, which means we take the different type of the food, and the different type of the food require what is called the different one. Something is to be cut, something is to be tear, something is to be, that is once the food is cut and tear, it is to be grinded. That's the reason why we have different types of the teeth. Different refers to hetero. That's what heterodont. The teeth that are different in structure and function are what name it to be the heterodont, which includes the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So twice forming, one is the milk set of teeth and another is the permanent set of teeth. If you observe, a child will have 20 teeth only, whereas adult will have 32 teeth. 32 teeth, which means the half of the upper jaw, if we count incisors, canines, premolars, molars, what difference we find between these two, incisors, canines, premolars and molars? 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 0, 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5, which in the sense each half of the upper jaw is with the 5 left side, 5 right side of the upper jaw, 5 of the left side, 5 of the right side of the lower jaw. So upper jaw 10, lower jaw 10. That's the reason why children are with the 20 teeth, which means the children are without the premolars and a third molar. What do you mean by this? In children, you find all incisors, canines, none of the premolars, and 2 molars. Is that the same thing happened to be takes place in the adult? No. Later to the 6 to 8 years after, the permanent set of the teeth are formed which are not at all replaced. Which means in our lifetime, twice, first up to 6 years, which is the milk set of teeth, which includes the incisors, canines and 2 molars only. Whereas, which means premolars are absent in the milk set of teeth. So, we name it all the incisors, canines and 2 molars are said to be the monophyodont teeth. Just now we discussed. When it is di refers to 2, mono refers to single. Which means in the children, we see monophyodont teeth as incisors, canines and 2 molars are the what is called monophyodont teeth. Here incisors, canines and molars are what we see in the children, and we also do see this in what is called in adults. What do you mean by that? They are forming twice. Incisors, canines, 2 molars are part of the children as well as in the adults, which means they are what are said to be forming twice. Whereas the premolars and third molar, all premolars and third molar are part of the adult individual, which means they are forming only once. They are not part of the children. So, the all premolar and the third molar are said to be the what is called monophyodont. Why? They are seen in adult. This 2102 by 2102 and 2123 by 2123. What difference we find is, in the case of the children, the premolars are absent and the third molar is absent. Whereas in the case of the adults, the all premolars and the third molar are also present, which means all premolar and the third molar are said to be the monophyodont, whereas the remaining are all what formed twice also, that is diphyodont. Okay, so based on the arrangement of the teeth and the types of the teeth and their appearance, the teeth dentition is thicodont, diphyodont and heterodont. The teeth that are lodged into the sockets of the jawbone is thicodont. the teeth that are formed twice during their lifetime, diffeodont, which includes milk set of teeth and permanent set of teeth, and the teeth which are structurally, functionally dissimilar are what name it to be the heterodont. The dental formula, which includes each half of the upper jaw, each half of the upper jaw by each half of the lower jaw. So we find 2102 by 2102 in the case of the children, whereas in the adult 2123 by 2123, which means they are milk set of teeth and permanent set of teeth. The teeth called incisors, canines and the two molars are what present in the both children and adult, whereas the all premolars and the third molar are present in the adults. So these are monophyodont. Thank you.
Conclusion.